The top 10 scary Filipino urban legends. A lot of you guys have linked this over. And honestly, it's after my last Filipino creatures kind of video that I reacted to, which is right here. And you guys could go check that out. But this one is about the urban legends there. And a lot of you guys linked this over. So really, it made me more excited because it must be some crazy stuff, bro. And by the way, if you notice my finger, look at this thing. It is completely bruised, this middle one. I dropped a 60-pound weight on it. So if you ever see my finger look kind of fat or purple, that's why. And no, I'm not flicking y'all off. No, I'm not. But yeah, it's this one here. I dropped 60 pounds on it. You can see how fat it is compared to this one. See? Look at that. Crazy. Anyways, top 10 Filipino scary urban legends. Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. Another day, another scary urban legends video. Today I'm doing a highly requested country that a lot of you guys have asked for, the Philippines. Located in Southeast Asia, this country is made up of over 7,500 islands, many of which have their own unique cultures, traditions, and of course, very scary stories. My name is Danny Burke, and this is the top 10 scary Filipino urban legends.
And by the way, I've seen so many different creatures in like different folklore in different countries, but the Philippines might be up there as some of the scariest because like they have some crazy outlandish stuff with like babies or baby eating only monsters. Crazy.
I also have sunburn on my nose. That's what that is. Alright, let's get into this. Starting off at number 10 now, we have the Snake Man. For many years now, there has been a story going around Manila of a half snake, half human hybrid that stalks local malls there. The mall belongs to Robinson's Malls, which is owned by Robina Gokong Wei. People say that she had a set of twins. One of them was born normal, the other came out as a half snake, half human with an insatiable appetite for human flesh. Robina panicked about what she would do with this creature that was still her child, and so she came up with a plan. She is said to have opened up the shopping mall there so that she could hide her son in the basements and tunnels below it.
Hey, listen, I've been to the Philippines mall, bro. I haven't seen no half snake, but if I do, I'll let you know.
According to the stories, as shoppers try clothes on inside the dressing rooms, they will be swallowed by remote-controlled floors where the snake man will be waiting to devour them below. In 2015, a video emerged online claiming to show the snake man's body. It appears to be dead. The video remains unverified though, and this strange urban legend lives on. Next up at number 9 now, we have the elevator. There are variations of this urban legend all over the Philippines, but they often follow the same pattern. A doctor in a hospital walks into an elevator with another patient inside. As they face the doors, they see a small boy running down the hallway towards the elevator, his eyes wide and pale. The doctor quickly presses the closed door button and the boy is shut out just as he gets to the elevator. As the elevator makes its journey down to the basement, the patient turns to the doctor and says, "Why did you do that? The little boy wanted to get on and you stopped him." The doctor just shakes their head slowly and says, "I wanted to, I really did, but he had a red wristband on. We only put those on people that have died." The patient then...
Oh, nah. Okay, that gave me kind of goosebumps because I remember in trauma situations, right, when you're like heading to the emergency room and they're like fully packed, they put on the wristband like yellow, green for like they're able to sit, but then yellow needs care, or orange means immediate care, and then red is like there's nothing we can do, they're going to pass. That is terrifying. Oh my gosh, dude wearing red wristband running full speed, or kid, that's creepy. I don't know why, as well as like little kids with horror makes it creepier. I think it's because little kids are supposed to be these innocent kind of things, but them like booking it at you is just kind of creepy, bro. I don't know, man. Kids, obviously adults are creepy because like adults, like, you know, they're capable of anything, but like little kids, I don't know, man. For some reason in horror, little kids just be scaring me more, especially when they running at you, or like in The Grudge, the little kid at the like top of the stairs, right? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't know. It's just creepy. Like little kids for some reason are terrifying.
Looks down for a moment in silence and then raises their own arm up to the doctor, smiles and says, "Just like my one." At number 8 now, we have
okay, what? Then we get a plot twist. Yo, this gotta be a movie. That would be fire. Movie opinion? I think that would be sick.
Banahor. This is a well-known and sacred mountain in
Mount
the Philippines,
Banahor.
but with all the respect it receives, it also has its fair share of scary stories. Perhaps the most famous one involves the disappearing hikers. Locals say they go up the mountain and never return. No trace of them is ever found. They say this is actually a landing site for alien spaceships, and those aliens have been abducting the hikers for years.
Stop,
These
dude.
visitations have been witnessed by hundreds of people, including a TV crew who filmed it. One story involves some hikers spending the night on the slopes of the mountain. One of them woke up and decided to sleep outside of the tent as it would be more comfortable for them. Then there was a blinding light and the hiker woke up. It was the next morning and they were on top of an entirely different mountain, miles away. They eventually reunited with the other hikers and said they had no explanation for how they ended up so far away, except they had been abducted by aliens. Next up on number 7 now.
Bro, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that aliens are still... I mean, I'll be real with you. I think that like aliens could be out there. I think the possibility of us encountering one is like very low because of how vast and infinite the universe really is. And especially because of the phenomena that's called like dark matter, or it might be another word, but I'm pretty sure it's dark matter that we kind of just, we figured out what it, no, we figured out that it's there. We don't know what it is. And it's constantly pushing us away from all planets. So even thousands of years in the future, we're not going to know that there even were other galaxies and stuff like that. So like our future humans, after we've all passed, are not even going to know that we were telling the truth. They're just going to see it or pictures of it as well. But then again, with AI, people are going to be like, is this even real? Because AI is getting crazy, bro. I don't even lie.
My Way killings. In the early 2000s, a fear gripped people across the Philippines. A particular song seemed to be killing people. My Way by Frank Sinatra. It was a popular karaoke choice at the time, but became infamous for a number of deaths related to it. In 2007, for example, a 29-year-old man singing at a bar in San Mateo, Rizal, was shot dead as he sang the song at karaoke by the bar's security guard. Why? Because the guard thought the man's rendition was out of tune, and when the victim refused to stop singing, the guard pulled out his pistol and shot him dead. This became a fairly common story, with at least 10 documented cases between 2002 and 2012. People began to associate singing the song with being killed. In 2007, the song was actually taken off karaoke machines in many bars in Manila. Even people who were skeptical before will choose to avoid this song for fear of invoking the code.
Well, actually, when I visited the Philippines, I had My Way. It's literally in my vlog. If you go to my vlog, I'll probably play a clip. But it's literally playing and I'm singing along to it while I'm in the restaurant where SB19 was, actually, for one of their music videos, the Filler Bar, I think it's called. And it's like full of these cool like decorations and costumes and stuff all around. And they were playing My Way. And hey, nothing happened to me, thankfully, right? But I love that song, by the way. I actually love that song a lot. So, hey, that one, that urban legend, I mean, it might be just coincidence as well. But who knows? Maybe it might just hit certain people differently rather than the song itself. Maybe only certain people get hit by it. I don't know. But yeah, like I've already experienced it. I don't know, bro. I love that song. But do some of y'all have any experience with this? You got to let me know in the comments. If you guys have experienced your own personal My Way moment where like you're like, okay, let me turn this off before something happens, or maybe you've seen something happen. Like,
next up at number 6 now, we have the Headless Priest. This legend goes back hundreds of years, kept alive by just how grisly and gruesome it is. During the Filipino Revolution and World War II, many Filipino priests were beheaded by soldiers. As many of you are probably aware, a common theme with ghosts is that they cannot find rest until they have found the peace which they could not in life. These headless priests, that peace can only be found when they are reunited with their heads. Many people claim to have seen their ghosts prowling graveyards at night, searching for their heads, or perhaps even more scarily, carrying them under their arms, looking for a way to reattach them. They cannot speak, but they will still approach you if they see you, in the hopes that you can reattach their head and send them to the afterlife. Moving on.
Stop, dude. That low-key gave me chills. I know for a fact, any of y'all celebrating Halloween in the Philippines, that is low-key a genius, terrifying costume idea. You would terrify everybody. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I didn't just ruin the Philippines. Yo, now the Philippines next year is going to be plagued with like headless like priest costumes and people are going to like freak out. That's actually kind of a scary, terrifying idea for a costume, bro. Oh my gosh. Yo, that would scare me, bro. See, now because I said that, if some of y'all do it, I don't want to visit the Philippines during Halloween now. I've already visited near Christmas, was there for a month. Bro, no thank you. Not during Halloween now. I gave y'all an idea. If y'all do that, bro, that'll be terrifying. I remember there was an epidemic here where like with clowns and like having blood all over them. And like there was an epidemic where a clown actually like killed someone. And then people started wearing the costume, which terrified people even more, including me. There was like these two dudes who were wearing the clown costumes that, you know, ended up killing someone before. And I was so scared. I'm telling you, like, I was genuinely terrified that like my heart fell like in my chest. And they started like speed walking, not even running. That's also scary. They were like speed walking right towards me. Bro, I've never ran that fast in my life. And I know they probably thought like, damn, I got that kid. Because I was like, what, 15, 14? Bro, never again. You see what I mean? Like, that's low-key crazy, though, for a Halloween costume. Let me know. Maybe you've seen someone do that in the Philippines. Already, the Headless Beast.
We have the Devil's Mountain. We talked about Mount Banahor earlier. If that's the good and sacred mountain, then this might be the polar opposite. Its name is Mount Cristobal, and it has gathered a reputation for being the home of many evil creatures, perhaps even the devil himself. There have been a number of cases of hikers going missing along the dark and dense trails there. Officials put it down to poor choices or inexperience, but many locals disagree. They say that supernatural beings have been attacking people as they try to climb the mountain. Naturally, this puts a lot of people off, but some relish the idea of this. It's a common belief that if you can get through the dense forest and fight off these supernatural creatures, you can reach the top and challenge the devil himself. For many people, though, simply feeling the ominous presence as they approach the mountain is more than enough for them. Next up at number 4.
I'm not even gonna lie, I have something like that here where I am in Florida. It is the Devil's Tree. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, the presence that you feel near it, bro, no bullshit either. Like, I felt horrified walking near it. And I remember I was with one friend and I think my sister, I believe, and we were walking near the tree, realized it was a devil's tree. And before I even kind of realized, I felt like this horrible presence. And guess what? I went, I didn't go during the morning, not during the afternoon. I went at midnight. Don't ask. Listen, I was like, what? I think I was 14 as well. Dude, this is the worst thing. This is like the worst time. Like 14, 15, bro. I was doing the stupidest things. Like the clown epidemic with Halloween and then this. I was just adventuring, all right? And then we found out this was the Devil's Tree. And let me explain why it's the Devil's Tree. It wasn't just because of, you know, just a spirit. It was because something actually happened at this tree that was horrific. And so there was a sheriff in town from a long time ago that would hang, and this is a real story. He hung women on that tree, this giant tree, and he did horrible things. And he was a sheriff. He did horrible things with them. You can imagine. I don't want to iterate, or I don't want to explain. You know what I mean? You could take a guess what he did with women. And then he would kill them, hang them on that tree. And then obviously after he got caught, he didn't want to get caught. I think he ended his own, you know, at that tree with them. And it's said that, you know, the devil kind of exists now in that area because he decided to take his own fate there at that tree. Bro, I hate explaining it. It kind of gives me goosebumps. And like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And because of that, that presence is still there, that evil, horrific presence. And I won't lie to you guys. Being in that area, definitely, I felt it. And this was before even knowing the story. I just felt it. And like, it's a giant, creepy tree, by the way. I can't believe I did that, by the way. Even imagining it now, I don't know how I even got halfway. I didn't even get to the tree fully. I got halfway that I felt something off. And then my friends told me about it. Bro. Couldn't believe it.
Now we have the Bloody Bridge. The San Juanico Bridge is said to be the longest bridge in the Philippines, but for many people in the area, that's not why it's well known. It connects the sister islands of Samar and Leyte. It was built as a gift from Ferdinand Marcos, former president of the Philippines, to his wife Imelda, who was a native of Leyte. He left her in charge of the building. During its construction, locals began to notice a number of children were disappearing from both Samar and Leyte. Then, when the bridge was complete, the children just just stopped vanishing. How were the two connected? Well, this is the gruesome part. Some people say the foundations of the bridge were made stronger by mixing in the blood of babies and street children using an ancient ritual used to strengthen structures. Some even say the bodies of the children were added to the cement mixer by the construction workers while preparing the cement. Amazingly, there are even more gory versions of the story out there. The only thing they have in common is that this bridge may not have been made in the normal way. Moving on to number 3 now, we have the Romblon Triangle. You guys may have heard of the Bermuda Triangle before. Well, this is kind of the Filipino equivalent. Over the years, this area has seen many ships disappear under mysterious circumstances. If they manage to not disappear, many ships have gone down in tragic circumstances. Since 1980, a number of passenger ships have sunk, some of which with thousands of passengers on board. Then there is the legend of the ghost ship. The ship was owned by Lolo Amang in life and now haunts the waters. It's said to be made of gold and glimmers in the night. On April 20th,
imagine seeing that. You're out on a late boat thing. Someone tells you the story. You're like, wait, are we in these waters now? You look to your left. You see the gold ship. You hear, ah! You're like, what is, yo, like that is just a terrifying thing to even process in your head, bro. You hear like a screech maybe or something. That's what I'm thinking about. Like you're like, ah! And you just see that. It's not an underwater zombie from Minecraft. You see a damn gold ship. I don't know why that's creepier. Because it's a gold ship. I'll be like, bro, am I like, is this a pirate? Oh my gosh.
22nd, 1980, the Don Juan passenger ship crashed into an oil tanker with 1,000 people on board. It quickly sank. Survivors said that just before the crash, they saw the ghost ship approaching them. There seemed to be some sort of party on board as it glimmered in the night. The captain of the Don Juan tried to swerve out of the way to avoid the ghost ship and ended up crashing into the oil tanker, which ultimately sank them. Officials say the strange occurrences are nothing more than bad weather or bad luck. But locals say that far too many stories have come from the triangle.
Yeah, too many coincidences,
just
right?
Bad weather. Next up, number 2 now, we have the White Lady of Balete Drive. This one comes from Quezon City, where locals believe one street is haunted above all others, all thanks to the White Lady.
I hate
She is said to be a harbinger of death, a revenge ghost that wants the living.
You see stuff like that, like the lady in white is creepy, but what makes things creepier, I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but for me, there's this weird thing that happens in a lot of scary movies or scary moments where they have that glitchy aspect. You know what I'm talking about? You know when like the ghosts are like this, like they're like twitchy, right? They're twitchy and glitchy, like they're glitching like super fast. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, that is the most terrifying. Here's the reason why. I can even explain why that's terrifying, okay? Because I feel like I've evaluated this so often. Every time in a horror movie, you know, there's a lady, it's scary, they jump at you, boom. But for me, the scariest thing being the twitchy thing, and I sat with this, I think it's the scariest thing for me because I can't predict what it's going to do. You know what I mean? And obviously you can't predict what someone's going to do as a monster or ghost when they're like just staring at you or whatever. But I think it's because they're twitching. You don't know if they're going to throw a fist at you. You feel me? Like they're just like twitching, like glitching out. You're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like they're like freaking out, right? The really rapid twitch too, that's really terrifying too. Like you know what I'm talking about? And then you're like, what? And then they do, boom, they grab your throat. Hi. Like, bro, nah. That is just horrifying. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in the video, it looks like she's glitching, right?
She is said,
I'm like, it's unpredictable, bro.
To be a harbinger of death, a revenge ghost that wants the living to feel the fear and terror that she felt before she died. She's been seen since the 1950s, appearing and then vanishing along that road, even materializing inside people's cars as they drive. The stories tend to go the same way. A driver will be going down the road when they see a beautiful woman standing by the side looking for a lift. They pick her up, but after a while of talking, they look in their rear view mirror to see that her face is twisted, torn, bruised and oozing with blood. Locals have learned to not pick up hitchhikers on that road, and to certainly never look in the rear view mirror. Several taxi drivers have been said to crash in that area from the shock of seeing the White Lady. Many say this is what she wants, to cause the pain and suffering which led to her own death on that dark and creepy road. That's horrible. And finally, number 1 now, we have Maria Labo. This is the name of a famous woman in some parts of the Philippines. They say she was a vampire. In life, she was a caring mother and wife who wanted to give the best life to her family. One day she signed up as an overseas Filipino worker and moved to Canada to care for sick people. One of the patients there was dying from an unknown disease. Later on, before his dying breath, the patient leant in and bit Maria, passing on his vampiric powers to her. She accepted the power without knowing the price that she would have to pay. Maria returned to the Philippines where her hunger for human blood began to grow. She could contain it no longer and eventually killed and cooked her own 2 sons. After that, she became an aswang, a Filipino folklore creature
I know about the
feasts on
aswang.
humans. Her husband returned home to find what she had done and flew into a rage. He attacked her and slashed her face with a bolo knife. She managed to escape though, and now locals say that if you ever see her lurking in the shadows, you'll know it's her from the huge scar across her face.
That's terrifying.
And then it's up to you to start running. Nothing like a nice gory one to end it on, but shall we continue? I was honestly surprised at just how many good Filipino urban legends there were. I definitely have enough for a part 2, but of course...
Wait, there's a part 2, yeah. Yo, let me know if you want me to react to the part 2. This was actually crazy. I enjoyed it in the sense that these are actually creepy. They gave me goosebumps. But really, let me know if I should watch some more. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Till next time. Peace. How good you been living? Wait, how good you been living? I've been living too good for you. I've been living too. Did what I did and I do it again. Every move that I make, I ain't feeling repent. Nobody believes to believe it's a friend, and you question your moves like you really won't end.